What's happening, everyone? We have an icon in town. I'm delighted to say that the wonderful George Benson is on the channel. Just give me the night. How are you?
Mate, I do know the words to that song. I know the words to a few of them. I'm very good, mate. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Mate,
so long.
It's a joy to have you on. Thank you very much. You are the Chelsea creator. You are the guy.
I'll take it. I'll say there's a few other ones as well, but I'll take it.
Oh, no, of course. That's not at all a disparaging comment about anyone else, but you are my guy. Put it that
Thank
way.
you. I appreciate it.
When I'm looking for Chelsea content, I'm often in your streams, and I do love the work that you do regarding Chelsea, mate. It's fantastic. Everything treating you well?
Life's good, mate. Life is very good. All the better now for being in this wonderful pub.
Mate, what we're going to do today is some Premier League predictions. So I want to get your thoughts on a certain amount of criteria that I've set. For example, top goal scorer, player of the season, overachievers, underachievers, that sort of thing.
Got you.
But it's very important that you've done your list.
I have.
You've given it the due diligence that it deserves.
I have.
You've fully focused.
Yeah.
Studied hard.
Do you know what? It's always a fun one, isn't it? Like, talking about Chelsea every day, it's actually nice when you can open the field a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because at the minute, I feel like the word Xavi Simons has just been said a few too many times, but he ain't come anywhere. So it's going to be fun, mate. Can I get my list up? Can I actually use
please do,
my
mate. And certainly don't tell me who you've got.
Okay.
But we've got some interesting criteria. We've got some interesting questions, and we're going to do our predictions. It's a wonderful time of year, this, isn't it? Because it's the time of year where basically anything is possible. Everyone is allowed to be optimistic. Everyone can believe that something special is going to happen to them.
Absolutely. And this is the perfect time to get another Rory Jennings clip, mate. Millions of views coming.
No, but you know what? That's that clip that you're obviously alluding to here, maliciously, the Erling Haaland one. It's done me a massive disservice because I'm all right at predictions, but everybody I've become synonymous with that.
Well, this is going to be a good one, I think, because I think this year is a good season because I think it's quite clear what's going to happen. You know, I think there's a lot of teams that have clearly gone a level above.
Yeah.
So I think the top area is going to be quite obvious. Relegation seems to be constantly looking like it's going to be the promoted teams going down, but Sunderland are spending a penny, so...
Yeah. This is the beauty of football. As much as it all looks that way, there's serious jeopardy.
For sure.
So, right, the first topic that we are going to discuss is the top goal scorer going into the new season. So there's been some big arrivals. Obviously, Gyökeres is in the league. Obviously, Sesko's in the league. There are the OGs, the originals. Mohamed Salah is still here. Erling Haaland naturally deserves a mention.
He does.
But who do you believe is going to be the top goal scorer? Who will win the Golden Boot next season?
I think Erling Haaland will win the Golden Boot.
Do you?
I think Haaland is going to elevate because I think Ryan Cherky is a phenomenal signing. I think he's a brilliant footballer. And I think he's just going to score lots of goals. Doesn't mean I think City are going to win the league. But I do think if he stays fit, I think he'll just score. And I think Liverpool this year, they've got so many players that can score. If they do sign Isak, then I'm not sure Salah will get 30 Premier League goals. I think Haaland could get 30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that he will certainly have a good season. There's no doubt. I also agree with you. I think that there's some question marks about City, but I don't think it's going to be Haaland. Under normal circumstances, whenever I'm asked this question, I just go Mohamed Salah. I just go Salah. But the reason that I haven't gone Salah here is primarily because AFCON. And I think that that's a big consideration. And I've decided that I'm not going to go Mohamed Salah. Do you know who I believe is going to have almost a coming of age season? Like, not that there's much to doubt him for. I believe that he's already proved to be a world-class player. But I think this is the season where any kind of sneeriness, any kind of question mark stops. Cole Palmer.
Wow. It's an amazing shout. Give me some good reasons as to why, because I think there's a lot right now for Chelsea.
He has the ability to score bundles of goals. Like, it's not a particularly left field shout. The reason it feels slightly left field is because he isn't the archetypal centre forward. I'm not saying Sesko. I'm not saying Gyökeres. I'm not saying Haaland. I'm picking somebody that's role in the team isn't only to score goals. So it feels like it's slightly left field. But when you think about the volume of goals that he is capable of scoring, when you think of the quality of goals that he's capable of scoring, when you think of the variety, and I also believe that our problem this year, if there are problems, it's not going to be scoring goals. We're going to score goals aplenty. I just think that he is going to weigh in with so many. You look at what happened you witnessed it firsthand. That performance in front of the president in New York City, I think it's a coming of age moment.
Yeah, I think he's been waiting for that stage, but the stage wasn't his. When he scored for England in the Euros, I couldn't believe when he went in the starting 11. When he came on, I knew he was going to score. I said to my old man, and I went potty round the pub,
Agreed.
which I'm sure you did as well.
Yeah, mate.
But I think with Palmer, look at the 2 free kicks he took against AC Milan the other day. One hit the post and one hit the stanchion.
Mate.
He can do all of that. It'll be on the penalties, which we're going to probably get a lot of because we've got so many intricate,
wingers,
tidy, technical footballers at the club now. And it's the way that he scores goals, which I find so beautiful. Easy. Like that little pass roll. No one can do it as good as him in the world.
It's such a beautiful way to score a goal. You know when you just almost delicately ease the ball into the corner?
Yeah.
Like you've got Donnarumma, who's effectively an albatross, right? Covering the the wingspan.
Yeah.
And there's a postage stamp area in the corner of the goal that if the ball goes there, he cannot make it. And Cole Palmer just gently rolls the ball into that part of the net.
I couldn't believe my eyes. When he scored the second one, I was in dreamland, mate. Honestly, to go 2-0 up against PSG, best team in the world without a shadow of a doubt at the time. No, I think that was a coming-of-age performance. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, I just think that he is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. You know, like the way I feel about him? It takes me back to being a kid. I don't think... Maybe Eden Hazard did it to a degree. Arjen Robben did it to a degree. But the way I feel about Palmer... It's like when I was a kid and Ruud Gullit signed, or like when I was a kid and Zola signed.
Yeah,
I just think just give Palmer the ball, he'll do it.
And they do. That's the thing. They're always looking for him. And now we've got extra players of that similar mental ilk, I think, to get excited about too.
I just think he's a king. So I'm going Cole Palmer for top goal scorer. Okay. And you're going Erling Haaland.
Yes.
Okay, right. Moving on. Who is going to be player of the season?
Cole Palmer.
Have you gone Cole Palmer?
I have. I don't think he'll score as many as Erling Haaland, but I think he'll get 30 goal contributions in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chelsea could potentially, don't want to say it too early in the video, but we could, couldn't we?
We could. We're relying on a lot, but we could.
We could.
But the reason that I'm not, so I'm saying Cole Palmer will win the Golden Boot, but the reason I'm saying that Cole Palmer won't win Player of the Year is primarily because I feel like to win, it gets political. And to win Player of the Year, I think your team need to win the league. It's very rare. Like, Manager of the Year. Apart from a couple of exceptions. I think Tony Pulis one year didn't win the league and got Manager of the Year. Yeah. I think Jurgen Klopp didn't win the league but got Manager of the Year. But it's two in 20 years.
Yeah.
I think that the Player of the Year will come from the team that you believe will win the league.
Okay. No, I could, yeah.
You're right.
I've been political. That's correct.
I've been strategic.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Florian Wirtz, which will be mental.
You do really like him, don't you?
Such a good player.
You don't think he's going to have any issues settling into a very busy Liverpool attack?
Absolutely. Almost definitely. But I believe that he's so good that even the teething problems that come from coming to a new league, joining a team, joining new teammates, learning a new language, all of those teething problems that will undoubtedly exist, I think his level is so high that even if he does drop and doesn't perform to his maximum, I still believe he's going to be. And then on top of it, I think Liverpool win the league, which kind of means that if he has a good season, Liverpool win the league, he's going to be in that conversation anyway.
Do you think that hinges on Isak?
Possibly.
Because if they don't sign Isak, is Ekitike good enough to put the ball in the net enough to give Wirtz that, like...
Do you know what? Maybe not. But do you know who is? Salah. Like, do you know who guaranteed...
No, you're right. That's as good of a signing, isn't it? The fact he stayed, signed a new deal.
Like, Salah is the most guarantee that you can possibly have in the Premier League. Yeah. Like, since he arrived, 8 years ago, it's just been goals galore. Like, it's been a ridiculous guarantee, Salah. Yeah. So even if... I think Ekitike is going to be a good player. But even if he is slightly profligate, I still don't see a problem for Florian Wirtz to have 15 goals himself, 15 assists, something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see Palmer as having too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there might be some other players that come up that swing these as we go through this list.
But I'm going to stick with Florian Wirtz for Player of the Season. I just think he's such a good signing, man.
He's a brilliant footballer. He's lovely to watch and he can do everything.
And he's got an edge. There seems to be this myth that's being perpetuated about him that says maybe he's slightly lightweight, maybe he doesn't have the teeth for the Premier League, maybe he doesn't have the venom. I don't know where that comes from, because every time I've seen him play, he demonstrates a real edge.
Do you know what I think that is? I think it's an easy cop-out way of saying, we've seen a few Bundesliga players come in attacking areas, and they were supposed to, like Kai Havertz.
Everybody's talking about Timo Werner and Kai Havertz at Chelsea. Yeah,
I think that's staying in people's minds.
Yeah.
But I do think he is a level above. And I think it's also beneficial. I mean, I know Havertz came from Leverkusen too, But that Leverkusen team was so good, and he was so
good.
essential in that, and
He
what
was,
made
he
it
was
so
the jewel,
good.
He was the key component.
Yeah, he was a jewel in the crown
Of that team that made history.
Yeah.
I just think it's and our rate slot. And even if it doesn't go his way as much as it could, he's still brilliant, and the team are probably still going to win the league. So I'm gonna go Florian Wirtz, and you've gone Cole Palmer. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, the biggest overachievers this season. Who you going?
And this is a difficult one. This is the one I struggled with when we were making our little notes at the start. I'm going to say Fulham. And this is like, if you look at the way people talk about football teams right now online, it's signing.
Yeah.
We're all looking for it. We're all checking our X accounts. It's like, we signed anyone. They've not done anything. But what they do have is a really good team and a very good manager.
Excellent manager.
And a brilliant left side of the field. I think I saw that Rodrigo, the striker, might be leaving.
Yeah.
But I think they'll replace him.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a case of, we're not going to buy anybody.
Yeah.
But I just think Fulham have been very stable now for a while. I think Robinson and Iwobi on the left is fantastic. They looked so good last season against various different teams. They didn't beat Liverpool, drew with Liverpool. Like, great result towards the end of the season. Beat Chelsea, obviously, at Bridge, which was frustrating.
Yeah.
I just think they got a good side. And
like you said, they got a wicked manager.
Very, very good manager. And I think there's a lot to be said right now for stability. Yeah. Like, if you look at a lot of those teams around mid-table, like Brentford, decimated.
Yeah.
Completely decimated. Brighton they could have 3 teams, the amount of players they've got. I just think of all of the rest, like that mid-pack. I think Fulham might surprise a few people.
Yeah, I see that. And I think you're right. Primarily because I rate the manager so highly. I'm going Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace for overachievers. How are they going to cope with Mark Gurhey, Eze, gone?
Do you know how? Because Oliver Glasner is a genius.
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Oliver Glasner, whatever happens at that club, it almost doesn't matter as long as Glasner stays. If Glasner leaves, then
capitulation.
Then there's real trouble. But I don't think it matters. Like, I remember, when Elise went, you're like, how on earth are they ever going to cope?
Yeah.
They cope.
Mm-hmm.
They will go on to have like their most dazzling season ever. Winning the Charity Shield, I think that will give them confidence. Obviously, playing in Europe and being robbed gives them a little bit. They'll win that
too.
Possibly.
Imagine that. Possibly. Three years in a row, whatever it is, in London, that trophy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think that they could win it. And I mean, that would be the definition of overachieving. Crystal Palace winning a European trophy.
Yeah.
So no, I think that they will have a brilliant season. I rate Wharton so highly, but George, for me, this is just about the managers. Like, I just think Glasner.
Yeah.
When a big job becomes available, I'm talking like behemoth club job, whatever you believe. So let's say something happens. I don't know. Amorim gets sacked.
Yeah.
Something happens. Maresca gets sacked. Something happens different, but Frank gets sacked.
Oliver Glasner's got to be up there, isn't he?
Glasner, Iraola, they're geniuses, man. They're absolute geniuses. So I will go Crystal Palace based on the manager, and you're going Fulham, effectively based on the manager.
I actually think Palace might struggle. I really rate Glasner too.
You?
And I was talking about Palace a lot on my other channel at the end of last season. I just thought the way that it was beautiful in a way, because I feel like football's kind of lost a little bit of that grit now in terms of the way teams win. It's all about press.
Yeah.
4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 or whatever. And he's just like, no, I'm going to go and stick 3 at the back. Munoz is going to literally bust everything, every single game, and score goals and get assists. It was beautiful.
And they're all good as well. Like,
very good players.
Good player.
Adam Wharton's the man, though.
He's the man.
World Cup for Tuchel next year. Has to play.
I could not agree more. Okay. Underachievers. Got anyone in mind for underachieving?
Let me check my list again. Because I've got a few teams that I think could do. I've gone with West Ham. But I don't think they've got that much to achieve, because I don't think the squad is that good.
Yeah.
But I do think Wilson and Füllkrug as the striking options is so risky when it comes to like staying fit and being able to score goals.
How can Callum Wilson be your answer? What question are you asking if Callum Wilson is your answer?
This is what I mean. I think West Ham could easily get relegated. Imagine if Jared Bowen gets injured.
I think they go down.
Do you genuinely think they're going to go down? Have you done your predictions yet? Did you put them in there?
Down? Yeah.
I think they could.
I think they could. And do you know what? I really want them to. I really want them to.
Look at this flag next to his head.
Yeah. I really want them to. So no, that will be. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they are definite underachievers. I've gone slightly different. Nottingham Forest.
Yes,
I mean they're gonna have a bad year
compared to last season for sure.
Oh yeah, but even judging them, that was an anomaly.
Shall I tell you what I think's gonna happen there? I think something's gonna explode. I can see Nuno, not hint for later on in this video because I haven't gone for him, but he could be sacked. Yeah. I can see something going wrong there. Do you know what I thought was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen? Morgan Gibbs-White in that interview.
Mr. Marinakis.
Mate, what is that? That is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in football.
Do you know what, George? I do my best to stay off social media anyway. It's not particularly kind to me, right? I do my best, but I try to stay off because it can be poisonous.
Yeah.
But historically, I don't really find memes funny. You know, when people like send memes, I'm like, I don't get this. I don't even understand the reference most of the time. I saw one, I was laughing my head off. The camera pans to Mr. Marianakis, and it's Tony Soprano. They've got Tony Soprano standing there, and then it pans back. And it's like, rather than being Gibbs White, it's Chris Moltisanti. And it really made me laugh. I just thought it was so funny. But that, you know, some interviews, some press conferences, they go down in history forever.
Yes.
Like when Eric Cantona was speaking about when the seagull follows a trawler, it's because of sardines or all that, right? It's historic. Antonio Conte's meltdown when Tottenham drew 3-3 with Southampton. And it went crazy. Rafael Benitez, facts, all that, right? Those press conferences, those interviews, they do live forever. I think that one, like, you know, in 15 years, people will still be going, that interview, when Mr. Marianakis, it was mental.
Yeah.
It was absolutely mental.
So where do you think they're going to finish? Do you think it could be like
14th or below?
That's what I've put. I put them 14th.
14th or
Compared to
below.
last season, that is a capitulation. But also, like, Europa League football.
They could do well in Europe.
They could do
That's
very
the
well
thing.
there.
They could do.
I think all the English teams are very set up well for European football this year. Like Palace will win the Conference League. I'm sure of it. Not just because it's the Conference League.
No, they will.
But they will. They will go very far at least. I think Forest could do very well in Europe.
I think Forest are going to do well in Europe, but I think their domestic form is going to be abysmal. I really do. I think it's going to be like bad.
How can Chris Wood have a season like that? Because that was outrageous.
Season of his life.
Yeah.
Season of his life. He can't.
Yeah.
But I believe that about everyone. Like next season, however well he plays, Sells won't be the best keeper in the league.
No.
However well he plays, Milinkovic won't be arguably the best centre-half in the league. Second best, almost definitely. He won't be. So I just don't think that they had their season.
Yeah. That was their time. They had it in their hands as well for Champions League, and then they
blew it. They blew it. I think they won 2 out of 8 at the end of the season.
Yeah, it was poor ending, but Chelsea snatched it, to be fair. We were good on that last day.
Yeah, we were good on that day, no doubt. What's happening, everyone? I'm terribly sorry to interrupt this video, and I really do hope you're enjoying it, but I have something big to tell you. I have started a members section. I've started doing loads and loads of content for my community, for the most loyal subscribers of this channel. If you fancy becoming part of it, I would love to welcome you in. There are some videos on there already, and we have some brilliant things to come. There's going to be Q&As, there's going to be live streams, there's going to be stuff that is simply exclusive for you. So if you want to be part of it, please do join the members section. To find out more, click the link in the description below, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Who do you think will be the best signing?
I think the best signing is going to be João Pedro.
Do you?
And it's relevant to what I said about Palmer being the player of the season, because I think Palmer will get player of the season because his numbers will massively inflate, because we'll finally have a striker that will bury the ball in the back of the net. He's unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
Even in the flesh, like I'm slightly taller than him. I'll just add that in there. But he's just such a physical. I didn't want to say.
In case anyone was wondering, I'm not.
He looks very tall over there right now. But he's just he's just the absolutely everything you'd want from a striker. And I also got clipped for what I said in May on social media. I said, don't know why we've gone and bought João Pedro. He's another player who don't really know what he is. I think he is absolutely a striker now.
Do you?
And I'm delighted that I was proven wrong with that point, because I think he just needed to make a move from a team that obviously Brighton had got a ceiling, right? Chelsea world champions, and João Pedro is a massive part of that within 3 matches of being a Chelsea player. Yeah. He can score headers. How many times last season we see a ball crossed in the back of the net? Was it 47 crosses against Ipswich, not a single goal? He's going to bury tons of goals. Yeah. You got Palmer putting the ball in. Pedro Neto is a lovely footballer. Yeah. Esteval Willian.
Brilliant, mate. I think he's the man, isn't he?
He's the man. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
Absolute superstar.
What do you think, just while we're on this, I know we're going off topic a touch, but just to ask your opinion, Liam Delap, what do you think his role is next season?
I think I was nervous when we signed him, because I'm like, I don't think he's Victor Osimhen. I wanted Victor Osimhen big time at Chelsea. Yeah. But I think he's a really solid, tidy striker and finisher. And I don't know if you saw that pass that he made the other day where Willian won the penalty. Yeah. And I think it's something that Harry Kane does so well. Yeah. He knows where to put the ball, because he's a striker who knows where he wants it. Yeah. And I think Delap is another example of like a versatile attacking player that isn't just going to be there to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. And I think that's going to be important for every Chelsea 11 we see. But I think he'll be the second man behind Pedro. Yeah. Which I think at this point in his career he should be.
But you've gone for João Pedro as the signing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout, and I do desperately hope that you're correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my honourable mention first, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because the obvious thing to do here is talk about, the big money, the statement signings, marquee players that are ultimately going to win silverware. But sometimes there is a metric that we could use to actually say that this is the best signing, and the reason is because the impact is going to be almost insurmountable. For example, I believe Sunderland survived. I believe Sunderland survived because they signed Granit Xhaka.
Fantastic player.
Fantastic player.
Yeah.
Fantastic for that level. Like, when he was at Arsenal, I think you could have argued one way or the other whether he was good enough to play for them. Or he obviously fell out with the club, disrespecting or whatever. But he's just moved away from Champions League football. Eric Ten Hag was desperate to keep him. He was integral to everything that
he's
when
captain
they made
too,
history.
right?
He's captain.
Yeah.
And I just think that, look, we could say Florian Wirtz best signing. We could say that Alexander Isak, if he goes, Liverpool breaking the transfer record in this country twice in the same. That's all the glamour chat, right?
Yeah.
But if Sunderland survive, and if they survive because if Granit Xhaka has a good season, scores some big goals, he's integral, he plays 33 games, and he's like the heartbeat of the team. On some metric, the best signing, regardless of what Wirtz does, regardless of what João Pedro does, keeping Sunderland in the league is the best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they've doubled down, haven't they? Because a lot of teams, like Burnley, for example, how you can get rid of your top goalkeeper, best goalkeeper in the Championship, probably the best player in the Championship, Trafford, and then Brownhill was scoring all the goals, so you've shaken that apple cart a little bit. Yeah. Sunderland are like, no, do you know what? We don't want to be back down there again. We belong here, which I think Sunderland should be a Premier League club, for sure. Agree. And that whole midfield, which I think is why Xhaka is such a great shout. Habib Diarra, the Strasbourg guy, fantastic little player. I watched him quite a bit just for Strasbourg last year, just because obviously our connection to them. Yeah. And then Enzo Lefebvre as well, fantastic player.
I'm going to stick with it. I was going to kind of make the honourable mention to Xhaka, but
I'd say that's a goodie.
I think it can only be Xhaka, just because if I'm correct, and he is the heartbeat that keeps them up, nobody can have a bigger impact than that. Who would be
the honourable? Who would have now be the honourable mention then? Who is going to be the initial answer?
Wirtz.
Yeah, you can't do the same one twice.
Can you not? Be honourable. Is that the rules?
I mean, it's your chap, right?
Mate, confident chap, eh?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a better shout.
I'm going to go Granit Xhaka then for best signing. What about worst signing? Is there one that you just don't think works?
Obviously, this is the difficult one. This is the one that's always going to come back to bite us potentially.
I think we've got the same name then.
Benjamin Sesko.
No, not the same name.
I was thinking the Man United attack, right? The problem with Manchester United is there's no denying that Cunha, Sesko and Mbeumo are incredibly bigger upgrades than what they've had. Massively. But it doesn't mean that the rest of the pitch is any better. No. As of right now, obviously they're looking at Belieber and whatnot, and we'll see if they get there. Maybe Donnarumma comes in goal, and that could save them 10 points a season, or 10 more points that they probably need and save. But Sesko, I think, is just so raw. He scores a lot of goals, and I just wonder if a more experienced striker would have been what they needed at this point in this kind of re-transition of all these transitions that they've been trying to go into. You know, they've kept Amorim, which I think is the right call, and he definitely fits the way that Amorim wants to play. But if he doesn't start scoring, who do they turn to? What, you stick Cunha up front?
Or you're back to square one. You're back to square one.
Well, that's what. Then you spend hundreds of millions in the process of moving where.
Yeah.
So I think it could be. So I still think it could do all right. Yeah.
Okay. My shout here. It's going to be very interesting to get your take on this. I don't think that Noni Madueke does the business at Arsenal.
I think it's the weirdest signing ever, really. Like, if he's been brought in on the left, he's not a left winger.
And they've got history of this. You know, when they signed Kai Havertz and they tried to redefine him as some sort of central midfielder.
And it didn't work.
I
just think Martinelli, I like Martinelli as a footballer. I think he's a very good player. And I don't think Madueke is a step up from that.
Okay, cards on the table time, right? Yeah. Quite a frank and direct question. How good is Noni Madueke?
He's too raw to win you a league. Yeah. I think he's too raw to be a difference maker. Obviously, we're ignoring the fact that they've just gone and bought 60-goal Victor Gyökeres. But he needs to get the ball.
Yeah.
So Noni Madueke is not really known for his crossing prowess. I don't remember ever seeing delightful balls put into the striker.
No.
So I'm slightly also perplexed.
Is he better?
Signing.
Really basic question again, and I appreciate that football isn't like this; it's more nuanced. But if you can try and answer it, despite the almost like hostility of the question, is Noni Madueke better than Leandro Trossard?
Yes.
Is he better than Gabriel Martinelli?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to elaborate on any of those or not?
Why is he better? Because what Trossard is great for, he's got a knack of scoring big goals. I would say that Noni Madueke lacks that knack.
Yeah, I mean, half his goals last season were against Wolves. And most of those came in one game, and Wolves were appalling in that second half. I think Trossard might be past it now. I think Arsenal need to do something a little bit different. I think that you can't... 14 draws is a lot of draws, right? So I think maybe what they've done is they've obviously signed the goal scorer. That should be a no-brainer.
Zubimendi, great signing.
Yeah. And Madueke, it could be brilliant. He could explode. But the problem is he's not consistent. So I don't think he can be consistently as good as he was against Wolves. I don't think he can do that over a 38-game season.
He never has had a run to that level. He never played... Like, he was a moments player.
He would have great moments in a game, and then he would disappear for half an hour because it was almost like, I got my goal now, so no one's going to say anything bad about me today. Yeah. And that kind of... Then the match would pass him by, and then he'd get taken off, and he'd kind of be in a huff about being taken off. And I'm like, hang on a minute, mate. You've put the ball in the back of net once, and we're 2-1 down, or it's 1-1. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I don't get that signing. And look, this isn't me suggesting that it goes the way Raheem Sterling went at Arsenal. I don't think it's that.
Oh, yeah, I'll do better than that.
I don't think it's that. But I can't think of a signing that is gonna that if it were correct, if they signed the right player in that position. For example, say they signed Eze. Yeah. Say they signed Rodrigo. Yeah. I'd probably be saying I think Arsenal win the league.
Yeah, I think it's so close between all of them. And if you look at even Man City, I think what they've done is they made their signings early and steadied the ship a little bit, and it's Pep. Yeah. You can't write that man off. And I think Marmoush from January is going to be incredible this season. That's going to feel like a new signing almost, because their season was kind of half on the way out by January anyway, wasn't it? But I just think for Arsenal, they had an opportunity. Like Eze, for what? Same price as Madueke almost? Made so much more sense.
So much more sense.
He could be very good, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, no, this is the point in this video where we both basically put ourselves up for ridicule. Because Madueke scores a hat-trick on the first day. And this he scores a hat-trick at Old Trafford, and I get, equally, Benjamin Sesko scores a hat-trick against Arsenal. So we can't really win here.
No.
But they're the predictions.
That's it.
Okay, right. Next up, we have the breakthrough talent. Got your eye on anyone? Are we going to say the same man here?
Are we?
I think so.
I mean, you can tell which team I support, can't you? Ezdra Willian.
Correct.
He's a superstar, mate. Yeah, he is an absolute
I've never seen anything like it.
Superstar.
Never seen anything like it.
When he scored against... I'd had a few beers at the time, so I was already a little bit like, don't do it to me. You know when you're in a football ground, sometimes drinking a beer can kind of just make you sit back and relax a little bit. That Club World Cup knockouts was the opposite. I had a few beers and I'm like, nah. Yeah. When he put that ball in the back of the net, I couldn't speak for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's people... I was like, Sanchez being at the near post. No. You have to hit a ball perfectly to score a goal like that, mate, in a moment like that.
The burst of pace to get away.
It's his brain. You can see it already from friendlies. And I know it's difficult to say friendlies are a great balancing act as to what you're going to expect moving forward. But his footballing IQ, which I know that is a very out there thing to say about anybody, because how do you quantify that, is fabulous. Yeah. His link-up play with Palmer already, magnificent. And the positions he gets into, this is why I think we're going to score so many goals. Yeah. Why Pedro's going to score so many goals, because he'll find him every single time. Yeah. He's a star.
No, he is done that. Do you know what? I've been aware of him for quite a long time, not because of my own research or whatever, but on Twitter I follow, do you know Sugar Sean, Chelsea fan? Yeah. So I follow him. He has been like a dog with a bone about Esteval Willian. Mm-hmm. He's been talking about him for ages, been saying he's the man, and he's sort of constantly put him into my consciousness. I've been aware simply because of Sean, like, banging the drum about him. And suddenly I've gone, he's bang on. He's absolutely right. Yeah. Like, you know, when you think about, do we have enough ingenuity? And you're like, what we have here is that stardust. You know, that unpredictable pace, flair, excitement, somebody to get you off your seat, somebody to pull something out of the bag out of nothing. And I think that he is going to take I think what we have, my prediction for him is like superstar.
Yeah, I think top
superstar.
But do you not think it also brings the best out of Palmer too? Because I think we were so reliant on Cole Palmer. And even last season was a bad season by his 2-season standards, Like, people were like, oh, Palmer's fallen off. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah.
The same guy that wants to talk about stats in his next 5 tweets is saying to me, like, Cole Palmer's having a bad season. I think it's one of those signings that just alleviates so much off of other players.
Yeah.
Like, Palmer was marked out games. Now he can't be
because they're going to have to. They can't double up on Palmer.
Yeah,
because obviously he'll score.
Yeah.
And equally, if you double up on him, Palmer score. Like, it will just elevate the whole attack having 100%. Somebody like him. But I do honestly believe. Do you know what it feels like? You know when you get this like young, prodigious South American that bursts onto the scene? Like Rubinho did it. Ronaldinho did it. Obviously, Messi did it. Like when Messi was a kid at Stamford Bridge. You know when he had the long hair and that. Like Del Horno, right? He's Del Horno. Yeah. Like, I feel like this is it. This is like historic.
Isn't it nice as a Chelsea fan though too? Like, remembering back to when we were younger, when we almost signed Kaká. Yeah. There was talk about R9 going to Stamford Bridge and Ronaldinho. Yeah. And we never quite got even Robinho. At the time, we all thought he was going to be the next best thing. But now we've got that guy. Yeah. Before, like when Neymar went to Barcelona, for example, we got that player at that time. That's very exciting.
It could honestly be huge, and I'm so excited. What about most improved player? Can you think of anyone that's going to have a good season?
Let me check again.
That didn't necessarily shine last year. I've got the perfect answer here. Okay. I'm convinced.
Lenny Yoro. Man United could have a disastrous season,
right?
If they can't defend again. And it seems like they're going top heavy with all their signings. And I think he's a very tidy defender.
I do as well.
And if he stays fit and he can play every game, I think it will bring stability to that team.
Yeah.
And I think he'll excel, and I think he'll become one of the first names on Amorim's team sheet.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a really good player. And if he can find a partnership in that back three, I think it'd be good. It's a good shout. I'm going Jack Grealish.
Yeah, it's a wonderful one. And it's a nice one. I love that to happen. I'd love to see him
mate, I'm with you.
Team. 100%.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I love Grealish. I really do. I love him. I think he's a brilliant player. I think he's a really good bloke. And I feel a bit sorry for him. Like, all this, he is universally, not necessarily in this room, but he's universally labelled a flop. And it's so unjust.
I mean, look at the trophies he's won. I'm sure when he hangs up his boots, he won't worry.
Yeah.
But this Everton project, can we call it that?
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. Like,
it's pretty
big club, new stadium, good signings, finally.
Yeah.
After all this time of being down the bottom, mediocrity, manager this, manager that. How can you go from Carlo Ancelotti to going down there? Now it kind of feels like Everton are going somewhere.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Grealish...
And Grealish could be the face of that.
I think he will be... Yeah, he'll be the face. He will be the public face of this new look, new stadium Everton team.
Yeah.
He will be like that team, the personification of it. I think he's got Wayne Rooney's number, which is the same number Gazza played in.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him, and I want it to work.
I'd love to see him in the England squad because you know how good he can be.
And he plays in a position that's up for grabs.
Exactly.
Like, if he played in Saka's position, there's no chance.
Yeah.
But he's competing with who? Rashford, Gordon?
Madueke.
There's a chance. Final one. We're going to end on a slightly sour note.
Yeah.
The first manager sacked. Who do you believe?
Can I go with someone who I think might walk?
Yeah.
Does that count in the same breath?
First manager to leave their post.
Vitor Pereira.
Yeah, I see it.
I can see it purely because Wolves are going to really struggle with losing Aït-Nouri and Cunha, their best players. They've got a lovely little midfield, but they're not being backed.
Yeah.
Look at what Sunderland are doing. Look how many players they've bought in. Even Leeds and Burnley have strengthened heavier than Wolves have. And I think he did enough at the end of last season. Wolves were on a lovely little run at the end of the season. They went on a brilliant
Vitor Pereira was in the pub, wasn't he? With
yeah. I just think if he doesn't get backed, I think he might walk before he's even had a chance to be sacked. Because this won't be his fault.
Yeah, it won't be his fault. And that's the thing. Like, when the deck is just stacked against you, what can you do?
Well, right now it looks like that. Yeah. I saw somewhere yesterday, actually, they want to raid Chelsea for Disasi and Datro Fofana. I think that someone was just having a lovely afternoon. I don't know if that's true, but they haven't signed them as of yet. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'm going Graham Potter.
Graham Potter's going to get sacked straight away, do you reckon?
I don't like Graham Potter. How do you look back on the Graham Potter time at Chelsea? I just don't rate him.
It's just a shame it didn't work. But that's the same with any Chelsea manager that doesn't work.
Enough, was
but
it?
he's just out of his depth. Like you and I would have sat in the press conferences and at least come across like we knew what we were doing a little bit more.
Yeah, pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend like
Yeah.
like loads of people in loads of industries are doing that. Like, just own it.
Look at us right now.
Like the job. Yeah, it's a bit rich, isn't it? No, like the job just ate him whole, didn't it? It swallowed him whole. And the West Ham job is a big job. They're very demanding fans.
But what do you think they expect? Like West Ham fans right now. If we had Spencer here right now, what would he want?
But what West Ham fans want, and I honestly believe that I'm hitting the nail on the head here. You know, they believe in something called the West Ham way.
Yeah.
To most people in football, they don't believe in that. They don't know what it is. They don't think it exists. But to them, West Ham fans, they tell you they won the World Cup. They tell you about the West Ham way. They bring up Bobby Moore into every conversation. They want that. They want that passion and pride and East London. Graham Potter is not that.
No, he's the antithesis, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Hove. He's not Whitechapel. He's Hove.
No, I think that might have won that one, to be honest.
But there we have it, mate. Feeling good about your predictions?
Do you know what? I'm just excited for Chelsea, really. Like, I don't think we're going to quite win it, but I think we're going to come so close, and that's a nice feeling. I think.
Mate, if we're in contention, say we're 5 points off the top, 5 points off the top in March.
I'll see you at Anfield in April. We can do that away day together if you want.
No, let's do it.
Because we could win the league,
mate,
or lose it.
Let's do it. It'll be like Paris 20. When was that? When were we in Paris?
20.
John Obi Mikel scored.
16, I'm going to say. 15-16 season. John Obi Mikel, and I think me and you both went about 4 rows forward.
Yeah,
maybe
mate,
5.
People it'll be like another night in Paris. Mate, George, thank you so much for coming on.
This has been amazing.
Mate. Really do appreciate it. It means so much to me to have you on. The absolute GOAT of Chelsea YouTube scene, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. And I have to say before you go anywhere, George's link is in the description below, so make sure that you go and sub to him. It is the best Chelsea content out there, in my very humble opinion, so make sure that you drop him a sub. Fantastic stuff going on over there. Make sure that you go and support, and let us know your predictions in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please click subscribe, and we'll see you in a bit. Ta-da!